what would you say would be your biggest challenge?
Mm-hmm. Well, as far as peach tree farming is concerned, there are a number of challenges. One would obviously be you have to be able to have an irrigation plan, because you can't rely on natural rainfalls, because they're just inconsistent.
As we know, it's bit inconsistent over the years.
Exactly. So le gona hore re lwantshe taba eno ya metsi re lahla ga re plan hore re be pela noka vele ka o e bona ile ka mona. So hana ha metsi a sa ha pula ile siyo re nosetsa ka metsi ena ka nokeng ga hula ka pompo e be re kenya di irrigation di rana di line mona.
You invested your time, energy and money into this. You obviously need to get some kind of return, and the only way you can do that is to have sales.
That's true. The biggest buyer or client would be the Ministry of Forestry, and then honestly these donor and NGOs.
So they buy from you to start projects elsewhere. Tree farming, I'd compare it to herding cows. Cows need constant monitoring, whatever.
No, I get that. Look, it's not as intensive as it's not as labor in terms of attention. It's not as intensive as livestock farming.
How do you then adapt to climate change?
Adaptation starts first with the thinking, the mindset. We have to change our mindset. So when you have some cattle, you have to have enough fodder to feed the cattle so that they can produce enough for you to earn a living. Last year we had a severe drought, where we had a very serious problem in the country about where to get fodder. Now, the experience of last year has taught me a lesson. Then I started plowing fodder. Now, we have just cut the fodder now last month, as we have seen. And then now I've realized before we get maize ready, before we get the kaka ready to cut, to preserve for the after winter, we still have the same problem, because if you have seen, when the rains, it starts raining,
it's too heavy.
It is too heavy. A week later, when it gets,
it's too dry.
It
no longer retains water.
There's no order like we used to know before. So after cutting it, as you can see, I've cut enough now to carry me on until maybe some 3 months down the line. But the same problem is it's still going to face me again. So we had to, after cutting it, come up with the seeds again and take the disc and start sowing again. So that come January, February, March again, I can start cutting again, even before the maize can get ready. So that is how I had to change and change the mindset and align myself with the current changes, weather changes, climate changes.